We've done our waiting, 5 years of it, on the internet, and now, finally, the Old Guard 2 release date is official. If you didn't have plans for Independence Day, you do now. The Old Guard 2 is coming to Netflix this summer on July 2nd, 2025. Fans have been waiting with bated breath for updates on the sequel to The Old Guard, the popular superhero film starring Charlize Theron that released on Netflix back in 2020, about a team of immortal superheroes. After hearing that the film was in production back in 2022, it's been nearly 3 years of radio silence. But last week, Netflix blessed us with an Old Guard 2 release date announcement and a behind-the-scenes sneak peek trailer, which you can watch. Though it's not an official trailer, fans get to see Theron back in action, doing things like riding in helicopters, slashing bad guys with a sword, putting on a helmet in slow motion, and yes, wielding her signature battle axe. Yes, mother! There are also shots with Andy and the entire Old Guard team. The family is back together. I'm gonna cry. The Old Guard 2 will be released via streaming on Netflix on Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025. Who is in the Old Guard 2 cast? First and foremost, Charlize Theron will be back as the star of the Old Guard 2 cast. Phew, it wouldn't be the Old Guard without Andromache of Scythia, aka Andy. Other returning Old Guard cast members include KiKi Layne as Niall, Marwan Kenzari as Joe, Luca Marinelli as Nikki, Matthias Schoenaerts as Booker, Chiwetel Ejiofor as James Copley, and Veronica Noh as Gwen. There are also at least 2 exciting new faces joining the Old Guard 2 cast. Oscar-nominated actor Uma Thurman and Henry Golding. Thurman and Golding's roles have not yet been revealed, but we have a feeling their roles have something to do with the formidable new enemy that our heroes will be facing. Speaking of, what is the Old Guard 2 plot about? Here is Netflix's official summary of the Old Guard 2 plot. Andy and her team of immortal warriors return to protect humanity from a formidable new enemy who threatens their existence. Fans will recall that the Old Guard ended on an unresolved note. After Booker, Schoenaerts, betrays the group, he gets exiled for a century, only to find the long-lost Gwen, Noh, lurking in his apartment. What does she want? Only one thing's for certain. The action will be bigger and bolder than ever, and the film will take you to places you've never seen before. In a recent interview with Decider, Chiwetel Ejiofor, who plays Copley, said that fans should expect an absolute roller coaster from the sequel. I think people are going to have a lot of fun with it, Ejiofor said. There's a lot to it. All the great dynamics that were set up in the first film, in terms of what they're exploring and their own interpersonal dynamics. All of that are even further looked at in the next one. Fans of it will have an absolute blast. Fans can also rest easy knowing that Greg Rucka, who also wrote the first movie and co-wrote the original comic book series, is back. Rucka co-wrote The Old Guard 2 with Sarah L. Walker. Unfortunately, the legendary Gina Prince Bythewood, who directed the first Old Guard movie, will not be returning to direct the sequel. Instead, director Victoria Mahoney, best known for her 2011 feature Yelling to the Sky with Zoe Kravitz, takes the reins. But don't worry, she's a fangirl just like us. In a quote for the Netflix Old Guard 2 press release, Mahoney said, "During the pandemic, there were a couple of projects I found myself watching and rewatching for a number of reasons, and The Old Guard was one of them. There was this beautiful array of characters that had a global sense of appeal with this fusion of drama and action. I couldn't believe this caliber of actors in one bundle. I wanted desperately to explore their ability to chase story beats inside of action beats. We'll be counting down the days to July 2nd. In the meantime, you can watch a sneak peek of The Old Guard 2 in this video. Thanks for watching.